What's happening? What's going on, people? It's Saturday. It's NFL time. Today, this might be one that a lot of you guys haven't heard about. I've done this one before, and it's a really, really good cigar. It's a Stillwell number one. Stillwell Star number one. You know, the body of it is medium to full. Great notes on it. Sweetness on the tip. It has a little sweetness on the tip. But you're going to get a lot of oak. You're going to get some nutty. So if you're a fan of the oaky, nutty notes on a cigar, you know, my recommendation is try it. Today, I'm also, I apologize. Today, the sin of the day is Insurrection Imperial. You know, so this gives you notes of a seductive orange. And I want to say seductive orange because it's an orange flavor, orange hint, but it almost has a creaminess to the orange. So it kind of reminds you back in the day of like to me, it kind of reminds me of a creamsicle that was put into a scent. And it's refreshing. It's not going to be heavy, but it's going to be very subdued, and the more that your body intensifies and heats up, the more it will push out. I like it. You know, a lot of recommendations have come from it. You know, what I usually do is get it into my pressure points, and that's it. You know, you don't need anything more than that. And I love it because it mashes well with cigars. You know, sometimes you can have a scent that doesn't mash well with cigars, especially if it's not a good cigar. It gives it, you know, when you need something that's going to kind of camouflage that ashiness to it, but most of your good cigars are not going to give that ashiness to it. You got some out there that will, but majority of them, if they're decent cigars, great blends, good white smoke to it, what you're going to look at is it's just going to be a tobacco, a manly kind of smell. And you have to have certain colognes that will blend with that evening and that afternoon. I've had, you know, people tell me it's an intoxicating scent to be able to smell someone that smells nice and then, you know, have a cigar and it blends really well together. So, you know, to some people, they like it. Some people may not like it. But, you know, I think that you have to make sure that you maintain a certain pH balance in your body, meaning that you have to have water in your system for you to be able to have certain things that kind of oscillate out. So, if you're a heavy drinker, it's going to be hard for your pores to open up and allow for certain smells to go. That's why sometimes the people will smell something that I have on, and they'll say, hey, I want, my boyfriend or my husband, or a guy be like, man, that smells good. And when they get it and they try it, it doesn't give the same effect. Well, you got to look at your body. You got to look at your body chemistry. You got to look at what it is that you take into your body. I'm a big water guy. I drink a lot of water. So my pores are pretty much open. So for me, what I try to maintain and do is make sure that I try to have certain things. I have bottles that last me for years, because it's not about utilizing the same type of fragrance every day. You want to mix it up. The more bottles you have, the more variations that you can do. And then, I even have the Molecule 1. The Molecule 1 is an enhancer. The Molecule 1 is made to put on to help what you have project. And, most Molecule 1s are not going to even have a scent to it. It's just going to be it's a pheromone. So basically what you're doing is you're doing a coat of your scent. You're doing a coat of your scent, and then you're going to do a coat of your Molecule 1 to blend with your smell, and it's actually going to add, pheromone to it. And pheromone is what it is that brings the attraction to someone about your smell. It's the pheromone content. If you have something that has a high pheromone content in it, some people be like, man, this is not my most expensive bottle, but for some reason, it always smells really good on me. I got, tell you a little story. It's an old fragrance. It didn't matter how much I spent on my colognes. And, I've had colognes, that was upwards. They're high. But I used to keep this bottle of Perry Ellis Red. Perry Ellis Red at that time used to cost me about $45-50 because I was wholesaling smells. So I can get it for $45-50, and I would usually turn that price point over to my friends. Hey, listen, if they wanted to have a couple bottles of it, hey, listen, this is what it is. They can call me for any fragrance, and I can get it for them. So I would always keep my red in the car because it was, after smoking a cigar, I wanted something that'll kind of mask it down a little bit, and go from there. Well, every time that I would spray that bottle, I would be amazed at how many compliments that I got on that particular brand. And then, I would always get compliments, of course, on my Creed, my Bonds, my Clive Christians, my House of Montals, Lolita Lampeca for men is another one. Chanel Blue is one of my favorites. Excuse the no muffler guy, whatever's going on, but Chanel Blue is kicker. I love the Bulgari line. The Bulgari Black, the Bulgari Aqua. it's certain fragrances that you have that goes along, and it's timely. You don't wear certain fragrances during the winter. You don't wear certain fragrances during the summer. It's just, you have to be able to expound your horizons when it comes down to the scent game. Because the scent game is about body chemistry, and it's about how what smells good and what works good for you. Same thing with cigars. Cigars are in the same format. Everybody's not going to like everything. Everybody's not going to like what someone else smokes. That's why whenever I'm listening, whenever somebody's coming to me for a recommendation, the first thing that I do is I ask them, what type of taste are you looking for? And if you can give me a taste, I can put you in the category or the vicinity of what would be good recommendations for you. Based upon that, based upon the information that you've given me, I can recommend something that will be whatever price point you're looking for. So this is about a $15 to $17 cigar. I only know one place they got it. This is the only place that I've seen it at, and that's Chateau up in Johns Creek. Not Chateau Alon, but Chateau Cigars. They have all of this line. Really, really great line. I would recommend it if you are looking for that medium smoke, good notes to it. This is something that you can do maybe after a sub or a salad, or some type of chicken dish. You can do this on that. I think that you can really truthfully, you can identify something of that nature with this particular cigar. It's a really, really good cigar to smoke. Price point is going to be definitely boutique. It's definitely a boutique smoke. So the price point is going to be around the same thing. So yeah, I showing you them back end skills. It is what it is. I cheat. I got a review camera. But what I will say to you is this. I don't claim to know everything, but I do retain a lot of information. And I know what it is that I like and that I want to smoke. So I make sure that I try to put good recommendations, good catalogs together. I've tried, I want to say at least 90%, 85 to 90% of the stuff that's out on the market I've had before. What I advise people to do, if you really want to take this game serious about your notes and about developing your palate and your profile, get your notebook. Get your notebook. When you take the band off, you put it in your notebook, and you write a description of what it is that you liked about that cigar. You can even rate it, 1 to 5, 1 to 10. What would you rate it? And then you can check and put down there, is it something that you would buy again? Take note of what it was that you ate with that cigar that made that cigar complement so well. Was it a wine that you had that complemented that cigar? And once you create that journal, then you're good. And that way you can identify and start realizing what your palate is, what you enjoy, what you like. Those type of things. So let's make ourselves better. Let's make ourselves better people. If you're going to spend your money on something, the least you can do is research and find out about that product line. Don't just buy something just to buy it. If you're going to use your money wisely. And it's a lot. This is not a cheap hobby. It's not a cheap hobby at all. Just understand. The other topic that I'm going to talk on is, listen, life has enough, you got enough enemies out there off the rip. You got people that don't like you. They'll come in every day and give you doubt, but they can't stand you. They'd rather see you fail than to uplift you, talk good about you, or help. You just got people out there like that. I can't explain it. I don't understand it, but there's people out there like that. There's people out there that will sit back and they will say to you, yes, we good, we ain't good, whatever the situation may be. And when you realize the reason why that person don't care too much for you, it's nothing that you've done. It could be your personality. It could be the fact that people flock to you. You got certain people that people in groups, they flock to. They come around. They enjoy their conversation. They respect what is being said. They're not saying anything off the wall. They are very respectful, very tactful, business people, and you just enjoy the conversations with them, And I think that you have to identify those type of people. And when they come in, they got a shine on them. It's just like when your boy Eddie Murphy's brother, Charlie Murphy, said he had an orange aura. You got to understand that there are people out there in this world that got that shine. And people that see that shine, they want to attach themselves to that shine. They want to attach themselves to that person because it's just something about them that it's something about them. It's something about them. And once you identify and realize what that is, you just know that they're good, solid people. There's a show out, and it kind of talks about that. American Gods. It was a series that came out. Phenomenal series. It was a lot of hidden messages in that whole thing. And the concept of it basically was that you had all these different gods that people were praying to. And each one was fighting against the new age gods, which is technology. And it was this one guy that was the son of Odin. For people that believe in, Viking or Norwegian lifestyle, beliefs. So therefore, he was a son, and he would walk through, and there were certain people that saw him, and he had a shine. That's how they was always able to locate him. Because when they look up and they would see his shine, it was always of light that was shining on him wherever he was. Regardless if it was day or nighttime, he had a shine on him. And so what I say is that people, you got to understand that there's people out there that are like that. They're like that. And, if you come across a person like that, befriend them, because they are as solid as you can find it. They're as solid as you want to be. You want to get around those type of people because they bring good energy. Sometimes you can get around a person and you see they just it's aggressive. It's an aggressive nature. And the one thing that comes with wisdom is realizing that certain people, they bring a lot of energy to them that you're not looking for. You getting brought into some stuff that it wasn't even your problem. It wasn't even your concern. But you get brought into it because that person who you're dealing with, they have that type of energy. They got that come with it energy. And they coming. They are coming. And if you're not ready for that type of mentality, that might not be the type of person that you want to hang around. So, get yourself together. Come up with a plan. Recognize and realize that all people are not good people. Good people are good people. Some people are opportunists. Some people are confused. There are so many different elements out here that you see on a day-to-day basis. And the one thing that you realize as you get matured is the fact that my time means a lot to me. So I need to make sure that I put myself around people that's going to respect my time. They're going to respect my space. They're going to respect everything that's going on because I'm going to respect their life, their time, their space, their effort, all of those type of things. So be mindful of those type of things. And those are the good people that you want to be around. Understand when a good situation comes to you. Acknowledge the simple fact that when a good situation comes to you, you take your chance on it. It's just like an old saying. A young lady asked, God, she said, hey, I need some help. I need some help. And she cried out. There was a knock at her door. Hey, my name is so-and-so. Are you okay? Is everything good? Yes. And her reply was, yes, everything's good. I'm just sitting here waiting diligently on God. He said, okay. He went away. Another knock. Hey, is everything okay? Everything good? I'm good. I'm just waiting right now. And I'm waiting. And I'm being faithful. I'm being obedient. And so he left. So a conversation comes up. You should say, hey, listen, God, I've cried to you. I'm in tears. I don't know what else to do. And she say, I've asked for help and you're not helping me. And God's reply was, I sent you 2 people, you turned them away. Sometimes you have to identify when help is help. But you also have to identify when people don't have a good heart. You got to have that level of discernment on you to say, hey, I respect what you do. It's not for me. I color inside the lines. You color outside the lines. I'm not going to try to put myself in a situation where I start coloring outside the lines, knowing that I don't want that life that's on that outside. Because everybody, it ain't saying that you can't do it. But if I had a choice, why would I choose it? If I have the choice, why would I choose that life? Unless you physically trying to do something? Are you trying to mess with somebody in my family? Or mess with my children? Or someone that I love? Why would I choose that? Why would I choose to do that? That's not smart. So, what we're going to do, we've talked about scents. Of course, I explained to you that everything that, the Imperior, great smell. It almost gives you a orange crushed popsicle, creamsicle type of feel in a masculine way. Clean, very fresh type of smell to you. So it's something that you'll definitely do during the day. During the summer, it's just going to be off the chain. We talked about the Stillwell Star. It has a little bit of a sweet tip on it, but it's a really, really good cigar. Very good cigar. And the sweetness goes with this because it's kind of masked with a nutty, oaky, and then I got hints of chocolate to it. So it just goes really well. I can do this with a coffee. I can do this with a latte. I can do this with a Cuban coffee or an espresso, something that got a little bit more body to it. I can do this with a wine, red or white. I can do it with it. I wouldn't do it with a bourbon because the bourbon would be overpowering to this cigar. But I would definitely do it with a scotch and maybe a whiskey or a blended. But my recommendations is that it's a little too light for a bourbon. It's a little too light for a bourbon. But all the others, it'll be great. So if you get a chance, they have these over at Chateau Cigars up in Johns Creek, Georgia. Great environment, great owners, good people. Hey. And then we talked about just understanding people's purpose and understanding what is set out there for you. There's going to be people that are going to come into your life that is there for a moment. Don't try to make a lifetime out of a moment. And that's real talk. Sometimes we get caught up trying to change moments and convert them into lifetimes. And lifetimes you'll miss over on your lifetime because you're dealing with a moment issue and you've given up your lifetime goal. Learn from it. Smoke well, my friends. Enjoy. Comment. Like. Subscribe. It don't cost you anything. It don't cost you nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoy giving the content to people. Cigars, anything cigar related. Let's go. Let's get it in. Let's talk. Smoke well, my friends. Enjoy. Lifestyle, Leaf, and Famous.